Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother, unpass the gravy, bro.
What is up, gang? It's Fast Gravy Bro, and it's Alex, Allison, and Pat back for a double eviction recap, and I don't understand what's going on.
Such a good
What?
I had us back the whole game.
Oh, so funny. Oh, I did just see a tweet that
It
said,
was a good one.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that said, I want to say congratulations to Daniel. One of his nominees is finally getting evicted tonight.
There you go. Yeah, super fan. Gotta get those super fans out. Gotta get those super fans.
I mean,
out.
Daniel got the ball rolling. You got to give him props on that.
Brock in our chat says, what a doozy of an episode. It was a doozy indeed. Where did that bus come from? William. Just quickly before we move on, I feel like we lost a real one today. So just we're gonna do this one in honor of the Queen. So R.I.P. R.I.P. to the Queen today.
Nope.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
She's 90 in her 90s.
I was at work and someone goes, "Dude, the Queen died? What?" And I was like, "Dude, she's 96.
I don't give a fuck.
She's been on borrowed time for like 15 years."
Honestly, I mean, her poor son just got kinged, crowned, whatever, and fucking he's 72.
Wait, that's her son?
Charles, yeah, isn't he?
Yeah. Remember, her husband died last year, and he looked all 215
Yeah.
years old.
He was the Epstein guy, right?
He was the one. He was so old that his face was just constantly.
It was like a really.
It was the Britney face.
Yeah.
It just,
He was so old, like his jaw was just down, like he couldn't close his mouth.
So yeah, I just wanted to dedicate this this pod to the Queen tonight. All right, guys.
Yep. Hey, pour one out for Latifah.
Pour one out for Latifah. That was my Queen. It's the American version of the Queen.
Guys, Bean says he's British. She is British. I don't know why I've always assumed.
Oh, yeah, British, are ya?
Yeah, being I'm Irish, so oops.
I did learn that the Queen was apparently a West Ham fan, so I guess.
I'm also actually American, so like I just don't give two shits about the royal family.
That's what
I really just hope I hope Kate or not Kate. I hope Harry and Meghan just didn't make it in time.
Brock says Andrew was the Epstein guy. He was disowned.
Yeah,
Andrew was the bad one.
Heavily.
Good to know.
He's pulling our legs, not British.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. All right. Let's get into this episode tonight. Out of all of the 2-hour Big Brother episodes that we hate, this was not one of them.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It was 100% because of the second hour. The first hour kind of sucked, but we did get a little jury right there. And it is at the point of the season where it's like, I kind of just want to see a half a jury episode. Although I hate everybody in the jury house pretty much besides Joseph.
Except Joseph.
They didn't show a bunch of Jasmine though, so that was a plus.
I'm just like, let's give a round of applause to Big Brother for not staging any of the jury segment at all. None of it was staged.
Okay.
None of it was staged. I love they always come up with that really corny way, like where like, what are you doing here? And just in a shadow box, just happening. Oh, didn't see you there.
I shadow box with my back to the door when people are coming.
Yeah, that's weird. It was weird.
I guess I'm alone in that.
Indy had to.
Yep, Jasmine lost her accent
and her boot.
But it was coming and going. It was coming and going. It was funny when they showed her like.
It was gone.
It was shown when she was like walking to go hug Indy, like just sprinting over to her, and then it showed her talking about the house split and Dyer Fest and Brochella, and you saw her like just limping over to Michael's side, and it was like, come on, this is days. This is a day max away from this, and you just healed perfectly. Like, I get it. You said you were faking, but come on, Jazz. Just some notes that I took during the jury segment. Indy fake working out. Joseph saying, like, he was basically like, I fucked up. I should have anticipated somebody was going to turn on me.
Yeah.
Indy, Jasmine, and Joseph don't like Brittany at all.
Oh,
Big
God,
anti-Brittany people in that house.
I told you,
Wait till she gets there. Her face there when she finds out they hate her is going to be,
They roll their eyes at her. Every single one of them in her goodbye message was like, ugh.
Yeah, dude. Brittany not doing great with the jury. And I also, there was a good portion of Indy talking I didn't understand. Like, it was like in the middle of it before Kyle got there. Like, the very beginning part you could, and then she was like just saying stuff. I was like, I don't have subtitles on, and I need subtitles right now. Like, I don't know what's that.
Do you not watch TV with the captions on?
I do, but not live TV.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, if I watch Netflix, like, yeah, I got those captions on. I don't watch sports with the captions on. I don't.
That makes sense. That shows how little live TV I watch now.
Yeah, mine are always like the already like auto-generated ones.
Yeah.
But, then we get Kyle coming back talking about his journey that has started. He started a journey. And did you think that maybe a little bit of that was set up? A little bit of a setup by production? Like, hey, why don't you go talk about how much of a racist you kind of were?
He would have had to because everybody followed.
He was coached up really well. And I think for
Yeah.
everything, not condoning anything Kyle said, but like the way he handled having to break that down to everybody, like that could not have been easy. Like, hey, so I'm kind of here because the house found out I said some racist shit.
I made it racial.
So what's up, guys?
I did a
It's
white
me.
person thing.
I just had to excuse myself.
Joseph was like, wait, with all the minorities?
Yeah.
He was like,
Do the cookout.
I think they very heavily practiced that with him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he practiced saying exactly those words.
From the moment his interview ended with Julie Chen, he was just with a team of producers, and they're like, all right, these are the things that you say.
Have you seen?
Because we might want you back on the
for You?
challenge.
You seen?
They
No,
do not
no,
want
he's
it.
done.
No.
Nope.
Hey, everybody loves a good redemption story.
No.
Not like that.
They're coaching him to save their own ass.
They're going to put him and Monty together on Amazing Race.
Whatever.
And everyone's going to call him the Amazing Racist.
Nathan for You or the rehearsal where he like has the flow chart. Like, he's been with production ever since he got evicted. We're like, all right, so if somebody asks you a question about this, what you're going to say is this. If this is how a conversation goes, then you go here. If they say this, then you get you're remorseful here, and then you say this. If they start accusing Michael of waiting to drop the information until it benefited his game, then you say, now, hey, I just want to circle back to the fact that it was me that was in the wrong. You always circle back to I was wrong.
I don't want to speculate.
I was wrong. But that was really funny. He's like, I don't want to say anything about Michael's game. But, I mean, really, it was all stemming from something I said, which is true. Yeah. But it was funny that then they were like, no, fuck Michael. And now Michael gets to go hang out with him.
I think it's really funny that Terrence full-on threatened Michael in his eviction speech. And then Michael's just going to, like, walk in 4 seconds later. Like, I'm going to ruin the jury against you and rah, rah, rah. Stupid as hell. But yeah, no, Kyle was absolutely coached in everything. He was reciting a script. I think that he is, being sensitive. I don't believe him either, honestly. But who knows?
I do believe that he's trying to work on things. I do believe that he's trying to work on things. I mean, like, it's hard to judge somebody in any instance like that. Like, we don't know what's truly going on, and just assuming that he's like, this is how he is and he's never going to change. Like, I think that's closed-minded of us to say that. You know, like I think he was made aware. Right, but like you don't just go from being like having all those thoughts to like not having those thoughts. And I think like him working on it, like Monty and those people in the house that are close to him, I feel like they respected like what he was trying to do. And yeah, he was definitely playing some of it up because he knows he's on TV and stuff like that. But I think that like he truly seems like he's trying to be less what he was in the house, at least. And again, I don't think Kyle's a racist. I think Kyle said something dumb. Yeah. Because he and Monty were friends in that house. And I don't think that was just because he was on a TV show with Monty.
Mm-hmm. I hope that you're right. I just based on the things that he said when he suspected that is what was coming out about him in the house, bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Concern seemed to be my life is ruined. Not, oh, that was fucked. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, fuck, I did something wrong. That was racist and I shouldn't say that. Fuck, I didn't know that. It was, now my life is ruined.
What he should have done was just be like, look, guys, I'm really sorry about what I said. And I guarantee you, if you let me win this game this year, I will donate all of my money to the NAACP.
Stupid.
I mean, I don't think that's that unnatural of a reaction for him. Like, first thing to be like, oh, fuck, my life is over. I don't think that's that, like...
0% would that be my thought.
I'm just saying, I don't think that's that unnatural of a first thought. I'm saying I don't think it's that unnatural of a first thought to be like, oh, fuck, my life is over. And then, like, as you start to settle, you're like, oh, wait, I probably should figure out why I thought that in the first place.
I mean,
but to defend your, like, your brain is always going to work to defend yourself.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that if I was approached and told, like, hey, you said something that really hurt other people, I wouldn't be like, well, great, now I'm going to get canceled.
Well, you're not a white man, so you don't know what it's like.
You don't understand our stigma, okay? Maybe walk a mile in our shoes.
I do.
You understand how difficult it is to be a straight white male.
I've never worn Vans in my fucking life. Okay,
yes, but they are designed as men's shoes.
That's our hurtful.
They're not your.
That is a hurtful stereotype that my people have to deal with. Okay.
Good God.
Thomas wants to know what the difference is if someone says, I want a white person to win, as opposed to Terrence saying he wants a POC. I mean, really, like Terrence, like, yeah, the optics of it maybe weren't great, but like he pointed out, like, why is it just got to be a one-off? Like, why do people just think that like something's up if two POCs win back to back? Like, what's wrong with that? I would rather see that. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that.
I think that the difference is that if you look at the statistics of Big Brother winners, there's not like there's not a struggle for white men to win. So like, it's not different.
That's what you think. I just don't feel heard when you're talking sometimes.
Good. I hope you don't feel heard.
I don't feel seen.
Good. You're not.
You know, just feel happy. I've done a lot of podcasts with Alex, and usually when I say things he doesn't like, he just mutes me.
That's true.
I don't think he actually dislikes what I'm saying.
No, I don't dislike what you're saying. I think you're right in what you're saying, but
I think he deep in his soul dislikes you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you need to walk a mile in Katie, all right? We walked several miles.
I walked a lot. Walked a lot of miles. Did a lot of Bobcat miles in Katie.
Raimundo puts up a good point in the chase. Says the cookout did it the right way last year. Terrence was using this as gameplay, and I mean, I think like with the cookout, like on the optics, it's like they just were working together to guarantee the first black winner. It's like, yeah, that's what they were doing, but they weren't like, all right, well, fuck these other people. They were friends with them. They, they hung out with them. They were not just like against them, like being like, hey, let's get these fuckers out. Dog's just playing. She's just hanging out, all right? We don't care. She wants to. She has a lot of thoughts on the double eviction too that she wants to express in the only way she can, and that's with her squeaker. All right, maybe chill out and stop being mean to her.
Trying to be professional.
Jeez. We don't want to have a podcast with animals, right, Allison?
I didn't hear you over. Was that Pat? Who moved something?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, sorry, I moved my TV tray a little bit. My laptop was
Well,
on.
I'm trying to be professional.
Ashley says Joseph
not.
did mention the waiting and why did Michael and Brittany wait? Yeah, I mean, then they kind of got pissed at Michael, so that'll be interesting if they showed that conversation Michael has to have now when he goes in there. And I don't think Michael's off the hook. I think Michael was in the game, and Michael was such a dominant threat in the game that like his game was what was worrying people about him, not shit that he had said. And yeah, it was sketch that like looking at like Michael, the way he went out tonight, then looking back at like, well, he also released that Kyle information when it was awfully convenient for him. Like he's super catty. He's very salty. He's vengeful. He's petty. Like
I don't like the use of the word catty in this situation.
He is kind of catty.
I think.
Would you prefer bitchy?
I would prefer petty.
Petty. He
was Tom Petty.
He was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
For women and
Cats.
gay men. That is a term that is used to describe
Oh,
women.
no. I've told Pat he's being catty before. Pat's called me catty.
That's
We do
like
that.
calling somebody a pussy.
Yeah, I called you a pussy. I don't know if I've ever called you catty.
It's an insult.
You've
but,
definitely called
you
me
know.
catty.
Anyway.
What about snappy?
Snappy. That's
He's
snappy
very
fine.
snappy.
I would say I'll
very
use the term the
Tom
kids
Petty.
use. He was big mad.
Let's go with what Turnerisms he was saying. He was not bussing. He was
disgusting.
mega bussing. He was disgusting, mega bussing.
Oh no! What was the one just above discussing? It was
Mega disgusting. That was what Jasmine's birthday was.
Just above.
above it, not below
Yeah,
it.
it was ass.
Ass. He was ass.
It was ass.
His reaction at the end there, he was ass.
Michael does love cats, so like
He does. I'm
Great
just
point,
saying,
Narissa.
that is
Great
not
point,
the meaning
Narissa.
of the word. It's not the connotation of that word, and we all know
Mundo
that.
says he's a catty bitch.
Good. I'm just saying. The typical use of that word. I didn't say every single time. I said typical.
Quit trying to manipulate. Quit trying to put words in my mouth. All right.
I think she's trying to get us canceled so she can take over.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing?
You're being real catty right now, Allison. Okay.
Just some other notes from the first hour of the show that I jotted down. Alyssa talking about putting sand in her room. She wanted a beach room.
Who would do that?
And so they just filled her room with sand and a hammock. And she kept falling out of the hammock. And her parents were like, just get a fucking bed. What? Like, what?
That's on her parents. Any parent that allows their child to bring sand into the house.
Real? Was it real? That's not like, I was like, this is.
Oh, no,
real.
that totally seems like, some shit that like you just let your teenage daughter do so she'll stop complaining and leave you alone for like 45 minutes.
It's not very busted at all.
No, that would be the
It's
dumbest
mid at
thing.
best.
Somebody pointed out that like they absolutely did try to do that in the bathroom on Big Brother one year until they were talked out of it when they did like the house tour on what is it, ET Tonight, whatever.
Yeah.
They had sand in the bathroom. And then when they moved in, there was no more sand.
That would be really funny as a have-not room. Like just the floors are just sand, and like you have like a towel you have to sleep on. Like if you want to make them feel like they're have-nots, like that's a have-not.
It's pretty good.
That would be the worst punishment. That'd be so good.
Like that, the season I think it was Dan's season where he had to sleep on like the weird, like trippy looking room, and like all the
there was
beds
like
were
a
curved.
circle.
And then Derek's season where they had the ice room, and they had to use the like freezer blankets or whatever it was, the space blankets, and it was really cold. Like those were real ones. Like the pool thing's been done a million times.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had. I think Big Brother Canada is way better at have not rooms.
It's just maple syrup all over the floor.
They open the roof so it's just cold as shit.
Oh, you don't get your Timmy holes today, eh?
No.
No poutine for you for the next week, bud.
Oh no, yeah, they do. People forget. Oh, no gravy on those fries, eh?
Sorry.
Oh, we usually have the hockey channel on for you, but now we're not tapping it on.
You know what? You're dressing like a Mountie.
A Mountie tard.
You just have to wear a Mountie uniform. That'd be fucking great.
That'd be pretty
Honestly.
great.
They should put us in charge of BB Canada and we just stereotype the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You can't say sorry for a week.
You have to.
Like, all
You're
right.
not allowed to say a boot. You have to say it with the ow
Like,
sound.
I don't say that very much anyway, so okay. No more Drake for you, buddy.
You're not allowed to watch Degrassi.
I was going to say, or they just
Your
have to be put in a
Degrassi days are
wheelchair
over,
like
eh?
him in Degrassi.
Or they have to just watch the
Make him
on
sleep in
repeat
coffins,
watch the
Quentin
like
said.
old school Degrassi.
That's pretty much all I had from like the first hour. Terrence
Yeah.
gets evicted by a 4-0 vote and was not thrilled about it. But like, what you gonna do to your Terrence?
I still cannot get over his speech. Who thinks that that's a good idea?
Terrence.
Terrence does. Apparently, he was kind of pushed against not doing that one by the by production, according to Spoiler Girl, who we
Yeah,
don't
that it
know
was
how
originally
accurate she is,
very
so.
anti-Taylor
Yeah,
because he has a hate boner.
he does have a hate boner.
Hate
And then we
boner.
did have a Taylor eating Lay's segment as well. While she was just like, "Hey, let's get some more product placement in here. Let's get some more of that." They could do the coffin thing if it was spooky season. I think, but it's too early for spooky season, guys. And Bean wants you to know that Terrence is special. Yeah,
That's
special kind of Big Brother
full of
player.
special.
Then we move on to the second hour of the show. Julie surprises everybody, lets them know there's gonna be a double eviction tonight. So we get the stereotypical like handful of HOH comps that you get in a double. And it was we're gonna show you a video and then we're gonna ask you questions on it. This time it was like, again, festival themed, and it was color based, which like, what if one of the house guests was colorblind?
I mean, typically
They wouldn't
What about
cast
that?
him.
No, I think they
Wow.
cast them. I think
Why
that
not?
they would. Also, colorblind people, they don't see in black and white. They just see a color as not its true color. So like they
Yeah,
still-
but you might not see green.
Or they
Or
red
red.
and green, they
Green
can't
or red.
differentiate. They can't differentiate
Yeah,
between
it'd
green
be
and
like
red. Two pretty major
a
colors.
brown.
Two of
I
the
don't
primary
see color
colors.
myself.
In
I don't see
that-
color myself, but that's race. I don't see race, but like we
Got
do
it.
do a podcast, Pass the Gray podcast. Go check that out. New episode up right now. It's on YouTube. Watch that after this. But Robert, our producer,
Mhm.
is colorblind, and he had to go to the zoo lights with his girlfriend last year, and we were like, was that just like the worst? It was just gray lights. He was like, yeah, it's just a lot of gray. He can see some colors, but a lot of them, like, he just sees gray. And so, like, I think
Mhm.
that if you were colorblind, it would have really fucked with you. And I bet they probably just wouldn't have chosen that competition. But like, we don't ever talk about colorblind people
Yeah.
on this, huh? Who's
I
the first?
mean,
Has there ever been a
we need
colorblind Big Brother winner?
representation. Honestly, I don't know.
Something to think about. Something to think about.
Yeah. I did.
I want to be the first iguana owning winner of Big Brother. They never give us enough shine. Somebody's gonna play that card.
Emma will never allow you to get an iguana.
I
the
would
first
never own an
Big
iguana.
Brother winner with a sugar glider.
The former owner of a sugar glider, R.I.P. in peace.
R.I.P.
Just snipped the Prakash.
I did during that competition. It really drove home the point that like Alyssa is 0% a competition threat. I don't know
Yeah,
how
know
you
what's
could
going
be
on.
so bad at that
Yeah.
competition.
And then also, like, you can kind of just guess and win because Turner was guessing on several of those, and he did
Yeah.
win. He won. I think he beat Brittany out, and Brittany also seemed like she was pretty clueless in it.
It was like an educated guess, though, for Turner. It seemed like he was sitting there, like, on one of them when he guessed, he's sitting there, like, you could see he was counting them and trying to remember which sequence it was in.
Yeah.
So, like, he had an idea. He wasn't just going, fuck, let's pick this card. He at least had an idea of what was going on.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was very obvious if you were watching it and like using memory strategies because I got all of them right.
Who Patrick says they would have seen the color as the same color as the card.
And the
Well,
cards were labeled.
But also, sometimes you
Fair
see
point, Patrick.
you see pink, like I said, red and green for colorblind people all the time. They look almost identical. it's
if
hard to
they're red
see
green colorblind.
if they're red green colorblind. Yeah, so it's not always. It would just be like, oh, this matches that. Sometimes it's too similar to tell. Like I said, also they would find out going in and they just wouldn't use that comp. But I think
Yeah,
they
I
just
think
want
that
it.
one
They
would
just
be
want to cast them
exactly.
because they'd be like, that takes away a comp we can use. And Big Brother does not like to put in any more effort than they have to.
I mean, would they really like? What if they were just like, they're
They wouldn't tell you that's the reason. Like, oh, we
obviously
pick one of the other 100,000
But,
applicants.
like if you're looking at like statistics, like 10 people are gone by the time that they played this comp. You were more likely, when being cast, you were more likely to not be in for this comp than being in for the comp.
But what if, Allison? What if?
No, what if?
Big Brother might have to try 1%
You have to
more,
expect
and they
the
won't do that.
unexpected, all right?
And the unexpected is that they can't see
Sometimes
colors.
you can't see the colors. So we had Turner win the HOH, and for some unknown reason, he's like, I'm a backdoor Michael. That'll be my plan.
I don't think he was going
because,
after Michael.
like, why would you, like, I texted you guys immediately, and I feel like everybody on BB Twitter was just like, it's got to be Michael and Brittany, right? Like, it has to be Michael and Brittany. And he's like, all right, we're going to go Brittany
He's
and
targeting
Alyssa.
Brittany.
And he told Alyssa, like, look, I'm so sorry. I'm sick. You're not the target. Just know you're not the target. We're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. She's very upset that he put Alyssa up. I think she's a huge fan of Alyssa, clearly. Your dog loves
running
Alyssa.
around. She just is running around underneath the table right now.
She's a good puppy.
She's just snuggles in. Yeah, why would you put a pawn up at final 6? Why put a pawn up anyway?
It's
That's
so
pointless.
Stupid. It's so stupid. But yeah, really just kind of like fucked that one up. Luckily, it didn't end up coming back to bite him in the ass, because then Michael would have been justified in just going after Turner anyways. He talked about wanting to go after Turner all week last week, but he was like, I promised him I wouldn't. The veto comp, amp it up.
Mhm.
I thought that was a really cool comp. I think a lot of the times it's like, they're like, here, stack 3 balls in this thing and it's over in 5 seconds, or do this puzzle. And this one
Go
was
pick this out of a pile.
Yeah, like I liked it. It's like, you're tangled up. Get it.
I like
the fuck
that
out.
comp.
Like, figure it the fuck out. And it's really funny because I didn't think we were gonna get it. I thought, like, 'cause Michael looked like he was gonna win at first, and then his cord caught, and that was my favorite part of it. Where you're like, all right, I'm gonna try it. Nope. And I think it was it Taylor and Brittany, or Taylor and Turner, or like at one point like 2 or 3 people were going and they both got pulled back at the same time. And it was like, dude, I love this so much. And like, it also kind of just made me wish that I could have watched Jasmine try and pretend that she was hurt, because like, can you imagine her being like, I just can't do it, I got my ankle, it's bad.
I don't know how you think I'm gonna climb all over this jungle gym.
I'm more twisted up than a pretzel at the county fair.
What is it? A geodome. Do y'all remember geodomes?
No.
Geodude.
No, geodomes. They were like a literal dome of like triangles, metal triangles.
Oh, those were like on the playground. That's what that's called?
Yeah, geodome.
I saw one yesterday and I had a flashback to playing King of the Hill on that shit. Those were dope.
I remember
a Geodude would fuck up a Geodome.
4th grade. 5th grade, one of my friends tried to jump off of it and his feet got caught and he just went and broke his arm.
That'll happen. Matthew Shanks is right. I do prefer the Biodome, though.
Yeah. Ashley said that they did that comp on the challenge, which is exactly what I said. But
okay, that made sense. That I thought you were talking about, like, you were talking about Michael's statistics, and you're like, they do that on the challenge, and I was like, they do statistics on the challenge?
No. They had taken that.
That
was
makes
just
more sense.
Unrelated to, he's going out with the same win percentage as Janelle. But the challenge was, I said that they took it from the challenge, but apparently it was the double eviction in BB7, or one of the double eviction vetoes. And
it's a cool one. Like, I don't know.
Put it back in the regular rotation, because that
we
one
like cool comps That was a cool comp. It wasn't
Mhm.
like I don't like comps. Like I mean, the double eviction. The best part about those guys is like you don't get the like bullshit talking heads. Like so, what we had to do, we were tangled up under this amplifier, and we had to untangle ourselves. And so I'm all tangled up here, and I see Michael over there, and he's almost finished. Like you don't have that.
And I
bullshit,
think I
like-
got it, so I run for it, and not
Like,
yet.
I get it every now and then, but like just like let's get to it.
You
Let's
tell
get
me
to
you
it.
don't want to hear all 6 people tell you the rules of this competition every single
after they
time?
explain
I'm going
the rules
under
to
the
them.
bars. I'm going over them. I'm going around. I took a sprint for it, and I realized I had wrapped myself up even farther.
Yeah.
I went the
Now
wrong
I'm all
direction.
tangled up.
I did laugh really hard at Brittany though, because everybody was like untangling and then running, and they were getting pulled back, which was like funny, but they were getting like I would say most of them had gone at one point and like we're over halfway there, and then Brittany finally is like, I'm gonna try it. She gets like 4 feet and then gets pulled back. It's like, Brittany, come on.
Oh,
Somebody
honey.
said that, or Todd says, I thought as soon as Michael started trying to get the amp too early, he was in trouble. I thought Michael was destroying everybody in that comp. He was sliding up and over and under that bar over and over and over
He's
again.
a
And
limber fella.
he was. And then I kind of saw Monty like catching up
Husband's a lucky
at
man.
one point. Yeah. Good for Hayden. Good for Hayden. But I thought Michael was dominating that, and I mean, it
I
just
thought he
proves,
killed it.
like the way that it looked didn't really mean shit because Monty ended up winning it. That's his second comp win, first veto of the summer, and big week, big night for Monty.
Mhm.
And so Monty is the veto winner. He does use the veto to take Alyssa off the block. Turner replaces Alyssa on the block with Michael. And it's Michael and Brittany up there. Then we have the Michael last-ditch effort to just try and fuck Brittany over. It's like, you know what? This friendship is a match. Fuck you. She's got final Tuesday, everybody. She's a fucking bitch. I don't like her at all. She smells. She's terrible. I hate her. You guys are all going to hate her.
Fucking eyes.
Look at those fucking eyes. You going to trust that shit? She tells everybody. She's told everybody since Pooch. She's going to tell everybody all your shit. Can't trust her worst shit. It's 3v2. I'll be your 3. And I'm going to win the next HOH. I'll keep you safe if you keep me safe tonight. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Solid last-ditch effort. None of it worked. And he definitely just burned that bridge with Brittany on the way out.
I
And then
don't think he really burned a bridge with her. I do think that we would have been upset if he had not like gone for blood. If he would have done anything remotely close to like laying low or like being kind or just like rolling over and accepting defeat, it would have been such a disappointment. So like, yeah, he went hard and he got mean, but like, what else did you expect from him?
He's a super fan, one of the greatest competitors the show has ever seen. He had to try. And Monty and all them, like,
good point.
yeah, and Monty and all that, yeah, like that actually was.
what did he say to
great-
Julie when she was like, well, how much it was true? He was like, well, see, that's the point. Like, there
It
was all
was
stuff that
true.
was said.
Yeah.
It was said or suggested to him. So, him playing dumb to everybody is kind of like, I mean, I'm not saying she didn't say those things. I'm just telling people what I heard. But Thomas says you made him laugh, bust out laughing with your Britney impression. Did she deserve it? Is what Patrick wants to know. He wasn't lying. I don't think she deserved it, but like that was a last ditch effort, and it was petty. It was petty, and
Yeah.
Michael seemed petty on the way out the door.
One thing to say, gone.
Okay, but like we're good. That's.
I
gonna
thought he
be
said, "I don't have
remembered.
blank to say," and he was trying to avoid. Yeah, but like
No,
you
he
were
said, "I've
saying-
got one thing to say."
Yeah, I have one thing to say, and then we
Yeah,
let it. So fucking good.
You were saying before we started that it was like cornbread. It was cornbread vibes from BB24.
Cornbread.
Fuck y'all.
y'all.
We got 2
Was
Daniel
the
exits
all-time
tonight.
best.
That's true.
We got double
Yeah.
Danieled.
Oh, thank
That's
God.
what Terrence said he wanted to give a Daniel.
Yeah, I'm
Nick
glad
Daniel.
Michael didn't bring him up though.
Damn, Daniel.
But I
He wasn't petty. He was snappy.
I don't think it has anything to do with whether or not Brittany deserved it. I think he would have gone for blood no matter who was next to him. He's not gonna risk his game for someone else. Just like, I mean, Taylor said it in the DR today. In this game, friendship comes after $750,000. It doesn't matter how close you are to somebody. I have known Alex my not entire life, over half my life at this point.
Yeah.
If we were on the block next to each other, here's where he fucked you over.
I've had the same best friend since the 4th grade. I would not hesitate to fuck him over for $750,000. And I think he'd understand. I'd buy him a nice bottle of booze. We'd drink it together, and he'd be like, yeah, good move.
Bean says the superfan Michael knew that he had to break at least one promise to win $750K. He did not have the resolve to do that.
I think it was the type of promise. I think he would have broken a promise if it weren't, hey, nominate the racist and I'll protect you next week. But yeah, no, it was pretty close to Cody's just walking over the table.
No, Cody's was better because he walked over a glass table and you're kind of like, is it gonna break? I kind of want to watch it. I kind of think it might break. Yeah, all the players were getting super emotional. Guess what? I'm not a millionaire. I needed $750,000.
Yes.
I agree with that, and I think there's been previous seasons where like, well, so and so is rich. Like they don't need the money. It doesn't really mean anything. It's like they still fucking want it. It's $750,000. $750,000. Okay.
You play to win the game.
Yeah, the fucking stupid. You're not going on Big Brother for a charity. If you literally need money, you're not trying out for Big Brother.
Have you seen not Hunger Games? What's the other show? The Netflix show that everybody watched?
Squid Games.
That one.
I mean, they didn't choose to
I made a
that.
pact to not watch it, but I know the gist of it.
They were
Solidarity. Pat and I will never watch Squid Game just because everybody was watching Squid Game. We will not watch it.
We took a stand.
So
but I know the whole thing. You need the money. You go on this thing, and you don't have to die. There's no risk of dying.
Yeah, but
unless you're Jasmine, apparently, because she almost died in the house.
In Squid Game, they're like tricked into doing it. They're like tricked into being there. They don't apply. They don't go through like rounds of casting. They don't apply for 14 years.
I mean,
because they need money once.
Yeah, but they got tricked into it.
Big Brother's not a charity. Is my point.
Yeah, they obviously would suck at Big Brother if they're so easily tricked.
Yeah.
Not great Big Brother players.
Bean asked if the money would break our friendship up. And I just want to clarify that before this podcast, I don't think I had talked to Pat since senior year of high school. I don't think Pat and I had spoken since 2008. Maybe even 2007.
No, I would say no. Probably we probably saw each other one of the first 2 summers at a random party or something, just out of chance. But wouldn't be shocked. We had a good 15-year run going of not talking to each other, and Alex ruined it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
no,
Dick.
I don't even think that's true because
you're welcome.
As soon as I went to college, anytime I went back to Katie, I was like, I'm not going to the Target near like Grand Parkway. I'm not going here. I'm not going to La Centera.
Not going to Sonic.
I'm not going to that Sonic.
Angelica says Allison clearly doesn't even like either of you. So yeah, I mean she hates us, but we have.
But Big Brother brings us all together.
Shared interests, and that's the beauty of Big Brother. It brings people from different walks of life that sometimes just happen to have the same exact walk of life. From Katy, Texas, to back together.
Cinco Hood.
You guys don't understand how difficult it was, right?
I will say I was the poor kid at Cinco, and I was nowhere near poor, but like that school was ridiculous.
It's a fun time.
Redonkulous.
Allison
is too cool for Katie, says Thomas.
Agreed.
Mundo wants to know what your shirt says.
Oh, I said show your work, thanks, and then it says every math teacher ever.
Fuck that. I'm getting the right answer without showing my work.
It's like, look, I cheated. I don't know how to. I don't know how to get
it right. Then I don't know how to help you.
I don't need help.
Yeah, but when I
fail
don't
my
get it right,
class.
it's probably because I cheated off the wrong guy. Like that's what it is. Like,
That's great.
and then when they would make you put your like, you'd get points off, and so you have to make
Oh, I
that
don't take
bullshit
points
work
off.
where
I
you're
don't
just
take
like,
points off, but like,
divide by this number. What does the answer that guy wrote down? Let me just multiply it times 6 and then divide again, and then it's like, yep, that's how I got to that.
okay,
Doesn't
you're
make any
thinking
sense.
of like higher level math. I teach 4th graders. The test that they took yesterday was about
It's not like some dumb fourth grader.
changing fractions to decimals and like back and forth. They literally just learned decimals. So like
Have you
they
thought about
got it.
teaching them that way as
Some
like
of them draw
gambling?
pictures still.
You should teach that to them like in horse racing. Be like, if the horse's odds are this, then you'll make some degenerates. Maybe you win a couple races.
Yeah, let Alex
They'll
substitute for
give
you one
me
day.
all their money.
I did used to substitute. Pat knows this story. When I was a music teacher for a semester.
Music.
Yeah.
What is it? Slut puppies?
Well, no, I mean, I taught them a bunch of classic rock and stuff, and then
You taught them all of your slut puppy songs?
like
Was that the name of the
AC/DC,
band?
Slayer. It was the Slut Puppies.
I think that's my very first picture on Facebook is a picture of you and Corbin at a
Such
band
groupie.
practice.
Such a groupie. Yeah, no, I was I filled in for somebody and taught a music class, and then like we kind of started this like band because I got kicked out of my band, and then I had to like sneak the kids out of school. I had their parents come in for like a parent teacher conference and had to be like, no, they're all doing great in like classical music and stuff. At the end of the semester, they had this big talent contest. And
Did you just fucking School of Rock me?
Dude, he got me for like 5 minutes with that once.
You just fucking School of Rocked me.
Thank God I'm not the only person that's gotten by that.
I
got.
mean, I feel like I figured it out fairly. As soon as he said snuck them out of school.
That's where he got me too.
Yeah.
He dragged it out for a while for the first time.
Pat, I need to put that as like a throwback Thursday next week.
I was just like, no way you were a sub. No way.
I'll share it on the Passive Grady Bro account if I can find it. I know I have it somewhere.
A
but
lot
yeah,
of people
Matt was
are
just like,
subs. I deal with subs.
would you
on
teach you how to play a
daily
fucking
basis.
high eighth note? And I was like, it doesn't matter, dude. I just taught him what I needed to teach him. It was like classic rock. It's like, no, you fucking taught for a semester.
I got way more distracted by did you use your talents as a from a high school band than I did to listening to anything that he was actually saying.
She usually just tunes me out anyways.
Yeah. It's a smart
That's how we've
smart
made
way.
it this far.
How did we get that
Ashley
off
says,
track? What were we just
round-
what?
I mean, we're pretty much done with the episode. Like Michael's
Okay.
out. Michael was very he was very petty about it, and
I thought it was
just,
funny.
it was
That's
kind of
good
a
they
last
talked
ditch
about.
effort. Yeah, no, I don't hate it at all, and I think like he is a super fan, so he knows like
Yeah.
he's gonna be. He was compared to Janelle. He didn't see himself being compared to Janelle until like Julie was talking about it, but like in the beginning, she was like, and it's also funny
Yeah.
where like as somebody that's like we also had the football game on where it's like Von Miller could be the first player to win a Super Bowl ring with 3 separate franchises now that he's on the Bills. And like it's like you got first and last name, and they're like Big Brother legend Janelle.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many people
One
that
name.
could also be Michael. Like Michael's not an uncommon name, and it's funny that Big Brother only goes with like your first name.
Are there other Michaels?
I mean,
On
but
Big
like there
Brother?
could be another Michael, and they don't like decipher.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were to, even if there were another Michael and somebody were to like if there were another Janelle cast, you know which
Not
Janelle
a
they're
Janelle
talking about.
Perzingia.
I mean, there's been several Britneys.
Right. There's only been one Swaggy C. I know that.
Thank God.
There should be another.
Well, I
I
think
need somebody else to
I
go
think
with.
he might be my least favorite player in Big Brother ever.
I love you. We've known each other 48 hours. I love you. Mary?
His Instagram is wild. Yeah, I know. She just found it. She just found his Instagram. It's wild.
Are they still together?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she just had a baby.
She just had a baby.
Hold
Good
on.
for them.
He's out there grinding, making money. He like if you follow his Instagram account, he tells you how much money he makes all the time. He makes so much money that he can treat himself to go buy these diamonds because he works so hard making money. And it's like usually when people are working really hard, they're telling me how hard they're working. So yeah, Todd's getting to the power rankings. I realized tonight that we only have 5 in the power rankings, so like there's no leaving anybody out of it at this point. Taylor is Todd's current number 1, or Turner is yeah, like let's kind of talk about that going into it. I think that this was a huge night for Turner and Monty because both of them are using those going forward if they get to final 2. Like how do one of them not win right now?
I mean, we talked about it yesterday. They're going to go after Turner now. He's the target. I mean, it depends. Well, I guess it depends on who you're giving credit to.
Well, because Monty won the veto to get Michael out, so Monty's going to play that. Turner, like, because Monty, Turner didn't even want to do it. Turner didn't even want to do it. If I hadn't done that, Michael would have stayed. Yeah. Turner's like, well, I got him out.
More Monty than Turner, but
Turner can say it was him. Turner gets the credit for it if he wants, and it's my 3rd HOH. So now Turner has. They're going to be
going after Turner.
Yeah. Yeah, Turner's definitely getting gunned for here. But I mean, I think Monty is sitting in a very interesting spot. So right now, if I had to make my power rankings, it would probably be like Monty, Turner, Taylor. I would put in that order at that point. And even though Turner has a high likelihood of going home, I think that if he gets to the end, he has a very good chance of winning.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Monty has a better social game, says Angelica.
He definitely does. I think that Monty listens to Taylor a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever she tells him to do, I think is what he'll try to do.
Yeah, we have to include Alyssa in our power rankings this week.
Oh God. She's gonna be the new Terrence. She's going to 2.
But she doesn't try and come up with game plans at all. Like Terrence had bad game plan ideas, but he had game plan ideas at least. And you can't take that away from him.
He always had a trick up his sleeve.
He did. It never worked out, but he had them.
It's not a trick. It's just words.
Are Alyssa and Brittany the ones that got carried in the show? I mean, Brittany absolutely, Alyssa absolutely. You can't argue that they didn't.
Yeah, and with the way that Michael went out, I don't necessarily think that Brittany has an argument now to take credit for what Michael did.
He pretty much just was like, fuck you if you get to the end.
Yeah, he made it so that...
I get he's trying to save his game. It's a last-ditch effort. But it's like, if that's your final 2, and you just pretty much were like, yeah, well, neither one of us is winning if I can't win.
I don't think that was his intention.
But that's what in this whole season of what did you think about how that made the other person feel? Did your thought process? Did you feel how that would affect others? Of all people, Michael being the person that broke that about Kyle, which was true that Kyle said that. Did you think about how this was going to affect others? Because it broke Brittany. I mean, I don't have the feeds on, but she could be dead right now. We don't know.
No, I did get a text that Turner is being really quiet on the feeds.
He did say something that he felt really bad about sending. He had told himself he didn't want to send home an LGBTQ.
I think Michael tried to use something like that.
That was because it was kind of when they were coming back from break and Turner was whispering and I was like, Michael's not trying to play that card with him, is he?
I think he did because Turner said it in the speech, and then when they came back in, you could hear one of them. I think it was maybe even Michael saying something about it, and who. That's really shitty and
very
not a good look, especially after everybody saying that you use somebody else's racism as your own gameplay.
Because I mean, you can't take anything away from his gameplay because his gameplay is nuts. He's a comp beast, one of the greatest Big Brother players of all time. But that's some sketchy shit. After calling out other people for sketchy shit, That's it's. I mean, and again, it is a last ditch effort to try and be like, okay, let me see if I can do this.
I mean, and that maybe he did, but also maybe he was responding to. He maybe was just responding to Turner saying it when he was putting him up. Because that would also be a weird thing if they hadn't ever talked about it, and then Turner was like, "Yeah," and then we've got the like. Sorry, man, you know, like you're the only other LGBT person in this house and so like, I'm sorry, but you got to go up. If that had never been a thing, I would have been like, that's fucking weird that you would mention it.
Yeah.
Also,
Mundo says it's $750,000, man. I'll send Jesus home if I have to.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jesus' dad is God, so he's kind of like a trust fund kid anyways, if you think about it. Like, he's got the money.
He's never been through anything hard in his life. He doesn't need it.
Well, one crucifixion? Come on.
Have you ever seen a portrait of him? What is he, just another white man?
I'm not gonna put that one because that was the wrong letters. Yeah, moving on. That was that's pretty much all I got. He kind of owned up to his game with Julie. Was like, yeah, I was just trying to. I didn't think it was gonna work, but I had to try.
Yeah.
As he said, he's just throwing shit at the wall, seeing if it was gonna work. But I guess Raymundo is not a Christian, is what being said. But yeah, did any of you guys have
a really devoted Big Brother player?
That too. Yeah, he's a devout Big Brotherin.
In the house, $750,000 comes before friendship and religion.
It has to.
Or it just comes before your friendship with the J-Man. That's what
all
people
great
call
points.
him, right?
I call him the J-Man.
The J-Man?
JC.
Yeah. Good old
Jesus.
JC Chazé.
JC Chazé. Fucking yeah. Yeah, dude.
Fucking legend.
Never forget. Although, what was the dude? Was it Chris that was just
Kirkpatrick?
on? Chris Kirkpatrick. That's my favorite NSYNC member.
You could get your ass kicked. Eminem lyric.
Joey Fatland.
Fatone.
I know.
Wow.
Hey, body shame much?
Wow.
No, that's what everybody calls it.
I never did.
Actually,
Not
that was
me.
the first time in my life I've heard that.
Heard it? Oh,
Couldn't be me. I don't hang out with bigots like you.
It was the 90s. It was a different time.
Oh, okay. Kyle. Look, I grew up in Katy. I was sheltered. I never been to a bar.
I moved out as soon as I could. Because I'm too cool for
Dallas,
Katy.
though, so.
Also, Mundo, absolutely. Oh, vote out Alex or Pat? Like, I have to choose one of them to vote out? Because both of them. I would vote out.
She would want to vote. She would want to vote out me, but she would vote out Alex because his gameplay is more dangerous.
You vote me out because I think you look better in front of the jury next to Pat.
And it's only a matter of time before I fucking cuss somebody out in the house and ruin my whole game anyway.
My jury management would just be not being Pat.
Hey guys, I'm not that guy.
He said a bunch of shit. Remember that? And they're like, yeah, take the point.
My finale speech would just be, eh.
What else
Strong
did you
move.
guys have for tonight? Did y'all have anything else from the double eviction? Because I think we pretty much covered it. Would y'all sign up for BB? Is what Narissa.
Yeah, bro.
Pat,
I don't
shouldn't
know.
sign up for BB.
I would need a different job before I did.
I would.
I don't care.
I would get canceled fast.
I would get fired ASAP.
I have hours of shit of me just saying dumb stuff.
Yeah, I would
Not
love
like
when I
racist
finally
stuff,
met
but it would
Julie.
be like, here was a joke you made, and we're gonna cut just this snippet, and then you're fired from your job, and then also we hate you online. I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Julie would just pull clips of all the shit I've said on the podcast over the years. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember saying any of those things. I say them, and then it leaves my brain. So, yeah, probably said it. I don't know the context.
I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think that I would necessarily say dumb shit or get canceled. I just, as a public school teacher in very conservative Texas, any sort of bringing attention or attention to a school district is gonna get you fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I work in a fucking restaurant, so I'm not worried about that.
I did cuss today on air, and I didn't get fired, but I think it's a little bit
What
different.
did you say?
I was talking about we were talking about Throwback Thursday songs. You could vote for 3 songs, and one of them was the Raconteurs, "Steady as You Go." And I was like, "That's my favorite Jack White project. Is the Raconteurs? It's just like it's a fucking jam." And as I was like halfway through fucking, I was like, "I just cussed. I'm sorry. And you have like the dump button, and we had to dump out of it. And I was just like, "Yeah, please don't fire me." And they're like, "You're good, dude. You're good." I've been doing too much podcasting where we don't have rules.
Should immediately afterwards, you should have just been like, "Fuck! I wish I didn't say that." Damn.
Shit. That's how Kimbo Slice, R.I.P. He was in studio one time, and we were like, "Hey, like it's live, so just try not to cuss." And like we had a 20-second delay, and if you cussed, then like you could hit it, and it cuts it down to a 10-second delay. It cuts out the last 10 seconds, and you could get so you could technically cuss like twice. And he was like. So he said like, "Oh, fucking," and we were like, can't say that. We hit the dump button, cuts out 10 seconds. And then he was like, "Oh shit, fuck man. Sorry about that shit." And we're like, "Stop, you can't, Kimbo, stop. Please stop. And he just like, he kept stumbling out. Yeah. Mundo was watching or listening to that one, but it was like, what do I, like this giant man that could kill me if he wanted to, like, I have to be, "Hey, could you, sir, Mr. Slice, could you please stop cursing? We're going to get fined by the FCC if these keep going out because now they're on air. You used about 6 of these in a span of 30 seconds. But that was a pretty funny one.
You're not going to get fired for cussing at work. Teachers don't get fired for cussing at work.
They get fired for...
Teachers don't get fined by the FCC.
I mean, yes. That's true. But it's always really funny when someone drops an F-bomb in front of the class.
Yeah, I bet that does kill.
I've never accidentally cussed at work, but I have had other people cuss in front of my class, and my face is always...
You look like Brittany? Just...
We used to have, like, when you'd get a coach as your teacher, and it's like, "Oh, dude, all right." It's like, "Well, I don't know. What is this shit?" And you're like, you said shit. It's like, I don't know what they like. Who cares? But it's tight. Like, now they think we're cool because they're cussing in front of us.
I did have a teacher in 8th grade that was, I guess she was rapping a song. I don't know. And she said, "Goddamn."
Oh.
Goddamn.
I thought that was going to go differently.
That does, like, you can say "damn" on the radio. And if you say GD, like, people
you can't do that. Yeah.
People email in about it. Like, they're like, it just was incredibly offensive.
Oh yeah, people do
incredibly offensive. And we also, my former coworker Dinah would we would say like vagina on air, and like me and Rod would say it, and then like if Dinah said vagina, they'd be like, "It's just disgusting."
So crass.
And it was like, why is it weird when she says it? The person with a vagina is definitely allowed to talk about it.
No.
Not
never.
No.
There's so many questions in the chat right now about teaching. I teach in Texas after textbooks because I don't teach history. I teach math and science, so I don't need a textbook. I haven't cussed in front of the kids on purpose. I cuss at work, just not in front of children. I don't throw erasers at their heads if they fall asleep. I take their chairs and they have to stand to get the blood moving in their body. And sometimes when I'm really annoyed, I bribe them with candy, which it gets to them via the air.
Throw candy at them. Good one.
I did throw candy at my children today.
My teachers would just yell at me. Usually it was, "Pat, shut up."
Oh no, I don't tell them. I don't tell them to shut up. But like,
well, I don't think that happened in the 4th grade to me.
But sit outside of the class.
4th grade would be like, "Pat, shh. Okay, shh. We're learning."
There's a lot of like the ways that teachers tell you to be a better human.
High school, they told me to shut up all the time.
Yeah, high school's a different beast. Yes, Mundo, I tell kids no to when they ask me if they use it. I don't like to if I can tell that they really need to go. But if I know that they are just...
You want to smoke cigarettes
in
the bathroom?
Yeah, that's what... Oh, that did happen last year.
Smoking a dart?
Some kid brought a joint to school. A 4th grader brought a joint to school and tried to light it in the bathroom.
That kid was like the coolest kid in class, I bet.
I think it's cooler than
well,
me.
You fucking got mad at that kid? What
You're
a
such
fucking
a-
square.
You're a fucking
No.
narc.
Here's the thing.
Fucking narc. What are you, cop?
He didn't get in trouble because
Yeah, good.
everyone told on him immediately, but he knew that they were telling. So he threw it away in a trash can that was getting emptied.
Fuck yeah.
That kid
We
is
were
so
like,
badass.
What?
I want to have a
It
beer
was-
with that kid.
Yeah, we couldn't get him in trouble. We had no
He's
proof.
underage, so you can't.
But anyway, yeah. No, if I can tell that they're just trying to not do work.
BB, no, ganja's not legal in Texas, especially for fourth graders.
Yeah.
Not chilling it was a fun conversation with Mom because she was like, where would he have gotten that? And we were like, I don't know. There are no hints when we opened the car during dismissal. I've never had an idea about where this child might get rolling paper.
I mean, I can't even roll, so like, good for him for knowing how to do that.
Never learned.
Can't have been good.
That's, I guess on that note, we'll end the podcast.
sorry.
We've ended Big Brother Talk, and we'll do another teacher Q&A. If you want to hop on, you have the login info. If you want to just hop on this weekend, do a little teacher Q&A with Allison.
I
You
mean,
test
I'll
out
do
a
it.
lesson plan, maybe.
It's so uninteresting. There were just a lot of questions.
No. I mean, I'm not. Like, it was interesting. I was told to sit on an X that she drew in chalk, so I took some chalk and drew one by the football locker room and sat there. I like that.
It's a pretty smelly place to sit.
Yeah.
In high school, we used to hotbox the car in the morning and wait to roll down the windows until we drove into the parking lot.
Just looked real cool.
Just to advertise it.
Yeah. That would have got you caught real quick at Cinco.
Yeah,
No, it
real quick.
No.
Remember, we had like an entire bus of like party bus of kids at like a homecoming that they like searched the bus because they were like, word on the street is y'all have alcohols in here, and like they all got sent to alternative school for a semester. That was wild.
No, I don't remember that. Do you remember when basically the entire JV football team got sent to alternative school because they stashed like a pound of weed and a gun in the ceiling?
A gun? There was a gun. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was the year after we
Yeah,
graduated.
I remember that.
That was
Like, they had a
it was our
gun?
senior year.
Yeah, that was our senior year. It was the younger kids.
Fuck.
I do
Yeah,
remember
the junior class.
our prom
Wow.
shirt said, please don't search our bus. The administration did not like that.
They didn't like it at all. We did have a friend that
What was
he
ours?
found out our prom one did not have that. I think it was homecoming Pat's thinking of.
Well, no, I was one of my. No, it was my prom group. My prom group had like 20 people in it. It was absurd.
We had
That's the
a
same prom group as
shirt, but I
Allison.
don't remember what it was. Was it the Sofa King one?
That's a classic.
I think one of our shirts had a couch with a crown on it.
It might have been that one.
BB, shockingly, I actually never really got in trouble in school.
I did.
I never got in trouble in school either.
I got detention twice, and it was both from coaches. And one of them,
Bad
I
boy.
showed up, and one of the coaches was running detention. He said, sign in, and then immediately said, okay, go home. I don't want to be here today. So that was pretty sick.
I got detention one time sophomore year because everybody in my theater class got detention because a substitute said we were talking.
Fucking narc.
Fucking narc.
But also, I was in Kelsey's office basically every single day.
Never had
I
to deal with
Yeah,
it.
bunch.
I got dress coded all the time.
You were a little hussy.
No, I was just wearing a fucking t-shirt. One time, I think freshman year, I told him I called him a creep for dress coding me. I was like, oh, are you staring at something? That's weird, creep. And then he got very uncomfortable because I was actually not breaking dress code.
I got my phone taken up one time because I had a GIF of the Grinch getting a blowjob, and so they took my. Yeah, it was
Don't
fucking.
ask
It was very funny. So they took my phone, and then my dad had to come up to school to get the phone, which he was pissed off about. But I thought it was funny because right next to he was like, "We went through your son's phone, and you found that." And I'm laughing because I knew there was a picture of my balls in my pictures that I used to send to my buddies. So I was like, The assistant principal definitely saw my balls.
And if you were underage, does that not constitute as him looking at child porn?
Absolutely does, and should have. Well, I guess you were. Well, if they had proof that you were distributing, they would have had to call in the police, which is something that I have had to deal with before.
It was a different time. You could just send your balls to your friends back then. Can't do it now.
Those are the days, am I right, fellas?
Just getting your buddies with the goat through text messaging.
I was going to ask if it was the goat.
Yeah. Well, no, actually,
You think
no.
anybody-
No, it was the brain. It was the brain.
Do you think anybody tuned into this like late, like the last like 5 minutes, and it's just like,
I hope so.
I
This
just
is all
finished
through
the episode
bad
on
balls.
my DVR, and what is going on? What are they talking about?
Come for the Big Brother talk. Stay for the mindless nonsense at the end.
Oh no, I think you're about to get a pick of a brain.
All right, guys. On that note, guys, we are going to end the podcast with that because we've talked about all the episode of Big Brother. We did an hour of that, and we will be back on Sunday with our HOH recap, our nominations recap, our power rankings, week 10 power rankings. We are right around the corner. 2 more weeks left in the Big Brother season. It's almost here. And then it's just football after that. I'm not upset about that at all. But
Then I won't talk.
I mean,
to you
really,
again
Michael being
for
out of the
another
game
9 months.
makes it spicy.
Yeah, it opened it up. I did like that he said I have to open up first place because that's real. Nobody else had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Please give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Pass the Grade Bro. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Allison's at Affable Allison. Pat is at Not Pat Dion. If you're listening to us, don't forget you can go hop on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro. Just search that, hit that subscribe button, and you can join the conversation and watch us live, interact with us, talk about teacher stuff and what you got in trouble for in high school, and derail the show if you want to. Like that's the beauty of the chat. And
What we do.
yeah, give us a follow, share us with a friend, give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you're watching us, go and just hit subscribe on the audio version. Just give us those numbies. We appreciate you guys tuning in, spending part of your time and your week with us. And y'all have a great rest of your week, a great weekend. And until we talk to you guys and gals on Sunday, pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's Big Brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy, bro.